Congratulations on victory number 1 here in 2023. Are you keeping that home undefeated streak intact? You've got to be happy with not only your offense but the turnovers you got from your defense.
Yeah, I think for a first game, pretty complimentary effort. I think the offense was able to stay on the field ahead of the chains for the most part. I think we only punted one time. Defense was able to get them off the field, get some key turnovers. And ultimately, I think it wasn't perfect by any means, but I thought we played a pretty clean game. Guys played really hard. A lot of guys played today. And you want to set a good standard. And like I said, it wasn't perfect by any means, but I thought tonight we set a pretty good standard.
Scott Trey and Julius, two guys you brought in this offseason. What do you think of their performance today?
Well, it's evident that they can both go, and I think they're both powerful guys. Now, did they see everything perfectly? I think we'll look at the film. There's maybe some of those things, but they got a chance to break some things wide open. They're hard to tackle. I think those two, will complement each other. We'll have to see, exactly where things are at with Lane. It was a pretty quick exit for him, unfortunately. And then, beyond that, Jared White catching the ball. I mean, he made some explosive plays tonight. Elijah got his opportunity, did real well. So, really pleased with that group.
Were you the primary play caller today?
Yeah, I was tonight, yes.
What was that like being back on the play?
Well, I'll say this. Our guys were really well prepared, and that would include our whole offensive staff. I think we had a very deliberate plan all through camp to figure out what we do well, and get to the game planning portion for Utah Tech, and then really run with that and try to keep it as simple as possible. So, a game like today, it's about the players. Players executed. They knew what they needed to do, and made plays. So, it was players.
So Lane was an injury then early on.
Yeah, and I don't know severity. It was on maybe the third play, something like that. So yeah.
Can you comment any more on the other absences today, including Housewright and Lanyata?
For Coach Housewright, obviously part of the repercussions, and I'll leave it at that. With Junior Alexander, he's not the only one across the NCAA that's caught up in a second transfer. We're still working towards the waiver. There's certainly been some high-profile situations, I think, across the country, and he's one of those. We haven't had a waiver denied yet, so that's still very much a work in progress.
And then, with the good rushing game, the offensive line, it seemed like they were pretty strong today. What did you just kind of think overall from them?
Yeah, I think we have a good group. And I think Utah Tech's got some good players too, and they did some things, and we had some negative plays here and there. But it seemed like anytime we had a negative play, we were able to make a play. Because it wasn't just this methodical thing, and we were back and forth a little bit. Obviously, not scoring that first drive when we were down there was disappointing, very disappointing. We got to be able to cash in there, but yeah, I'm certain our offensive line did some really good things today. With some guys in some different spots, and anxious to look at the tape and continue to find ways to get better. I thought we communicated well. Having Coach Johnson, I think he's done a really good job coming in and laying down his thoughts, his philosophy, and those guys have really worked well with him. And we're offensively, that's where it starts for us. I don't think there's any secret about that. And I think that group played well, and I need to keep playing well.
What did you think of the response after you got stopped on the goal line? Because you guys kind of opened it up after that.
Yeah, and we turned them over on defense. Anytime you go for it down there, at least you provide a long field for them to have to come back. Got a good field position and scored pretty quickly. And we talk about it all the time. Any flow of the game is not going to go exactly how you want it. How do you respond? Good play next play, bad play next play, disappointing into that drive. Okay, we got to regroup and go get it the next drive. So, I think our guys, that whole philosophy fits in with what we've been working on all year. How do we respond? What do we control? Appreciate the guys, not letting that bring us down.
quarterback progress? I mean, Tommy made a couple throws that seemed like added to the repertoire, especially the throws up the seam to the middle of the field. So, what do you think of his progress? How do you evaluate the quarterback?
Yeah, he missed a few, but made some plays. He made the plays that he typically will with his feet. I mean, the scramble play, the throw to Jared. I mean, it was a good play by Jared, but a heck of a play by Tommy. No, I think definitely things to build on. Obviously, didn't throw a ton with him. He has 14 attempts. How many scrambles are mixed in there? That's probably another 4, 5, 6. So there's 20 call plays for him. So I think definite progress. If I'm correct, we didn't take any sacks there. Yeah, there's a 0 there. That's a big part of what we need to be able to do in the pass game. So I think he's processing things well and throwing the ball well too.
I guess sharing snaps between Tommy and Sean, is that about what you guys had planned for tonight, or did game flow kind of affect that?
It was going to be pretty field position specific. No 2 quarterback plays tonight. Sean was going to go out there. When we got inside, tight inside the 10. So that worked out. It was good. We got Sean a couple series. It was good to see Jordan Reed get a couple series as well. I think we obviously feel good about that quarterback room, and we'll continue to utilize Sean. But from a first game perspective, that was about how we plan to do it.
And then Caden and Lavelle rotating a nickel. Caden gets that interception. What do you think of their play tonight?
Yeah. I think we got a good tandem there, and they both bring different things to the table. It looks like Lavelle led us some tackles. Caden gets the interception. And we lost a really good player there in Ty. But I think we have 2 really good players that will, play to their strengths, and those guys are, I think, completely bought into the plan.
Looking ahead now to one of the biggest games of the season and next week, how do you guys switch gears?
Enjoy the win tonight. Get in the training room tomorrow. Start our plan for South Dakota State. Obviously we got a recent history of the game. We each have a game under our belt this week. So you go back and to some degree you dust off what you really liked in that game in December. You look at that game and the things that didn't play out so well. But our guys are going to be ready to play. But it's Sunday tomorrow. It's not Saturday, so we gotta go through the week and really get a good plan put together and. Get on a plane on Friday and go there with an intent to put our best foot forward, period, I guess. And that's, there's a process that goes into that.
What do you think of a big stop after the 62-yard gain on that pass play, and you guys were able to hold them to a field goal there?
Yeah, I think we responded. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like I said, bad play, next play, dig in and make some plays. That's a team that threw for over 300 yards a game last year, so they're gonna hit some. Obviously, we got to correct what went wrong on the play that hit behind us. But I do feel like our guys don't panic, and that's they believe in one another. You don't panic. You move on, and you got a chance. And that's a small little example of I think how we want our guys to approach things.
Hard to analyze until you watch the film, but just operationally, how did you guys did just getting in and out of things?
Yeah, I thought it was relatively clean. We had the one delay a game out of the, and they're trying to speed up the game. Every little second must mean a lot to whatever. I don't know, but they got caught. They got caught too. We both got delay games out of a kickoff. I think when we got some of the younger guys in there, we had a few things that they can work through. But I think for our 1s and our 2s, I think that part, that's what you look at. Turnovers, penalties, timeouts you have to take for no good reason. I think we were pretty minimal in that regard.
Derek, returning punts, I guess what was kind of the main decision to have him?
Well, that's a spot that's been beat up a little bit. Obviously, Taco. Ty McCullough was really the next guy up. Jacob Trimble, true freshman, is a guy that I think ultimately could land himself in there. But Derek's really capable. It's not like that's some novelty to throw him back there. I think there's a lot of trust in what he can do, his ability to field the ball. Whether he's back there again, I think both Ty and Jacob. I mean, they'll be they're kind of in short term. Mo Jacob suited up today but didn't get in. We'll see where Ty's at as we go through this next week. Taco's more long term. We'll look to get him back at some point too.
The defensive line will be a point of emphasis going into this week, obviously, because what happened last year. So, what did you think of overall their performance tonight?
Yeah, I think they answered the bell today. Obviously, the stakes will get raised next week. The operation that we're going against is one of the best, if not the best right now going in the country, obviously. So it'll be a great test. I think our guys have worked really hard over the last almost 9 months, and a lot of it was pointed at the performance in Brookings back in December. So it's certainly not all about them. Either side of the ball, we're gonna have to make the plays on the back end and the perimeter on offense. But I do feel like that was a good step for that group today.